What's up, people? So today in this video, I'm going to be going over lighting and, most importantly, inexpensive lighting and how lighting can transform any space. So this is going to be a quick video, but I'm just going to show you how easily these inexpensive lights can change the dynamics and the ambiance of any space. So right now we downstairs in the man cave. I have it lit the normal way with your normal white lighting, nothing special. But I'm going to be going through two different apps. I have the Goove app, and I also have the Sylvania app, which controls a lot of the lights down here. And I'm going to show you how those two apps and those two sets of lights can really transform any space. So let's go ahead and dive right into first the Sylvania app. So the Sylvania app is, let me find it on my phone real quick. So the Sylvania app is what's controlling my recess light. So if you look up, I have about 8 recess lights down in this space. Just to give you a look around, there's 8 recess lights in this space. So with this app, I can go in and I can individually change any individual light. But what I like to do is I have them all in a group. So I'll click right here, which is my whole basement, and I can change the temperature of any of these lights. So I can go from a cool light to this warmer light, and you can see how that changed the whole look of the room pretty much. But what's really nice is the color. So if I hit the color wheel, I can change that. Now let me grab my other light. I have it in my pocket, so I'm not looking blue, so I can have a little bit of light on my face while this is lit up blue. All right, let's sit that over there so you can still see me a little bit. All right, so you can see just how switching that will change the whole dynamic of the room. Now again, I can go on to the app and I can switch it to, any color. I can go to red, pretty much any color that you want, and how that changes the whole dynamic of the room. But what I'm gonna do for now is, I'm gonna switch these lights in the back to blue, and then I'll go to these lights that are up closer to where I am, which is the bar TV, and I'll switch these back to a white light. I'm going back to this white light so you can see me a little bit better. I'll switch that one, and I think there's another one. Yeah, this one here, the bar back. I'll switch this one back over to the white. All right, so that's just so you can see me a little bit better. So that's just the Sylvania app, but where the real magic happens is in the Goove app. So let me go ahead and switch over to the Goove app. I have that, should be right here, okay? So in the Goove app, I have a couple things set up. So I have some lighting on the step. I have some lighting under that chair right there. And then I have some ceiling lighting. So let's fire up these, the step lighting. So I have them on two different, they're two different lights. So I'll power up each one individually. And you should see them pop on in a second. That's one, and that's two. And you see that accent lighting. Now I could go, I thought I had a group where these were grouped together. Let me see if I can find that. I'm not gonna look too long if it takes too long, but I'm just gonna do it individually for like right now. But you can see the different patterns on there. Now I can go on here and change the colors and all of that, the patterns and all that, of course. Like I said, if I wanted to switch this over to red, that's that light. Let me go to the other side, which is this one. Let's switch this over to a red light. You can change the brightness of it. Like I said, the saturation there. I'm gonna go back to the red, and I can go, right now the brightness is actually on 9%. So if I put this all the way up to 100%, you can see how bright that gets. And then of course you have like the different scenes where I can do like these different lighting patterns or like motion lighting and all that type thing. So that's really cool. Then if we go over to look at underneath the chair, I'll go back out to the menu and I'll go to the chair light and I'll power that on. Let me show you, I can see that. All right, there you go. So now you can see that lighting. I'm gonna go ahead and power this down now that you can actually, you probably don't need this light anymore. This other light. So, all right, so now you can see that light under there, under the chair. And bring it a little closer. So you can see that lighting under the chair and how that gives a nice little accent lighting in the room. And again, same thing with this light. You can go ahead and change the lighting, the patterns, the colors, and all of that stuff. But my favorite part is the ceiling light. So I'm going to go ahead and switch that on. That's actually the latest light that I installed down here. So if I go to the man cave ceiling, I'll go ahead and power that on. And you can see that's my favorite lighting. Now, this is a relatively inexpensive light. I think this is like a 100-foot light and it was less than $100. So this definitely took a little bit of time to install, but as you can see, it gives a really cool effect down here in the man cave. So if y'all want to check out any of these lights, I'll have them all linked down in the description, so if you can check them out. So I want to thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see y'all in the next video.